Okay. Hi, Sam and Lisa from Renovating Italy. We're live. You're over in Piemonte today, yeah?
Yes.
How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you guys? Kids are at school, I take it?
No, not today. Not today. Daughter had a migraine. Son stays home when she stays home.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
Oh,
this crazy way at the moment. One day on, one day off. Anyway,
okay.
it's life.
They've just started
Yeah,
back.
for a lot of people. Yep.
None of the kids are taking any sort of protective measures. They're all kissing each other, standing in each other's.
Yeah, it's a worry.
That's
Yeah.
great.
So, how's your day? How are we going?
We're going good. So I'm just going to have a look and make sure we're on Facebook, and then I'm going to shut Facebook off for me. Hang on. And I believe we should be able to see if we've got people. Oh, we've got one viewer so far. We've got one person come in, so we should be able to get some comments up if people want to ask any questions or anything. On the side there's a chat box, so people can interact with us. So refresh my memory. You guys renovated a house in Italy before deciding to move to Italy permanently. Is that
Well, that happened
correct?
In 2005, we got rid of everything. We moved to Italy with the kids. They were 1 and 3, and we were here for 2 years. And we bought a house still in Piedmont and renovated it. Loved the lifestyle. But then after the 2 years, we kind of got crazy, wanted to go home.
You wanted to go home?
Well, you did too. Got sick of the bureaucracy. Karina was just about to turn 5, so I was thinking school. My mum was, getting on. My nana was sick, so we thought we'll just go home now. So we went home. The second we got home, we thought, we made a big mistake. Yeah, we should have stayed and just gone for a visit.
Yeah, that's the thing. We sold everything here. We did well. We did a quick reno. For 3 months. We had money then. We haven't got money now. And so we did a quick reno. Then we travelled for a fair bit of time, which was great. We had 2 young kids, so there was no school stress. And then we got home, and then Lisa goes, we should go back to Italy. I'm thinking, we were just there.
We were actually in a seminar. We're in a seminar, and the seminar leader's up on the stage, and she goes, well, if you could do anything you want to right now, what would it be? And like Sam and I were sitting 3 or 4 people apart, because you weren't supposed to sit next to your partner. And we both leaned forward, looked at each other at the exact same moment, said, Italy? So we came back. It took a long time to get back.
In the meantime, we did another 10 renovations to get back here. We were doing well, and midway I came in and we went to, I came with me and a mate and I, as my wife says, we came to Italy and to find a property. Well, we found a property in Liguria that we were going to renovate and live in. A couple of years later, we met with the 2008 property crash, and we lost everything in Australia.
Oh, shit.
It was good in a way.
Best thing that ever happened.
It wasn't good at the time.
It wasn't good at the
time.
And so Lisa's going, I still want to go to Italy. I said, well, how are we going to go to Italy? We've got $20,000.
We literally had $20,000 and 10 boxes, which we couldn't afford to send, so we just came with suitcases.
And so we got here, and I found this place from Australia. And we did a search, and cheapest place in Piedmont, and this was it. So we total of €8,000. We bought a house in Piedmont in the mountains.
Probably a bit like the way I chose my house, but.
It was the best thing. I mean, we couldn't sell the house, the old wreck in Liguria, for a long while because the market was down. We were close to retirement nearly, in a way. And then we went down to zero. So, it was good. It was a good lesson, and it was the best thing probably we ever did. We came here living the simple life and, helping people out and helping foreigners out on the way to buy properties here, and there's a bit of everything. In Italy, you have to do a bit of everything.
It was sort of thinking outside the box to keep ourselves afloat, and like Sam speaks Italian, so that helped. But it was all just literally outside the box, if you get my meaning.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you have to. I mean, now we have a little B&B, and then we have, I help people along the way, foreigners that can't, don't know how to speak the language, so I help them along. A little bit here, a little bit there. I'm a chef in the local town, so yeah, I do a bit of everything.
Yeah, no, that's great. And what has been the most challenging thing about moving to Italy? Is it just the bureaucracy, or?
The bureaucracy is part of the game.
It is really.
Well, Sam's good at the game, and he's Italian, so he's excellent at the game.
Yeah.
And not only is he Italian, he's Calabrese, so he just loves the game. Like, he loves to play the game, and he loves to, wheel and deal and in and out and play this game. So bureaucracy hasn't been such a big thing.
Yeah.
Say to all the foreigners, I have a lot of American friends, I have English friends, that whatever you got taught in the country you came from, just throw it out. Nothing applies in Italy, and a lot of people go, "Oh, you can't do that." I go, well, it's Italy. Anything can be done. You just got to find a way to get it done.
And the right person, the right connections,
you may have the wrong color underwear that day, and the guy doesn't want to talk to you. So the next day you've changed, and they go, "Oh, surely, come in." So there's no set customer service. It's just finding a way. Go with the mayor and have a coffee.
I think too, a lot of the some of the rules and regulations, they change so quickly. I think a lot of the people that behind the desk when you go there, that they haven't got a clue what's going on, because
and if they like
yesterday is gone today and something else tomorrow. So I think that there's certain things they just don't have the experience in anyway, because I think if you've got a community where maybe originally you didn't have any or many foreigners, and then suddenly you've got to start dealing with permissos and all sorts of things, and it makes things quite different, I think.
Well, my friend of mine just got his license exchanged for his English license to an Italian license, and we'd been to the motor registration 3 times. The first time they go, oh, you haven't made an appointment. I go, well, we went to your website. There's nothing about it. There's no information about making appointments. And then they go, oh, no, you've got to get this code. It's on the gate. Well, what's the point of being on the gate? I drove an hour to come to your gate to get the password so that I can go back home, make an appointment for another month's time. It's just not normal. Take it for granted, or just go and do something else, or spend an hour driving. So you get to know. Yeah, you get to know. When you first arrive, you have a 3-hour from 9 to 12 before everything closes. So you do nothing in 3 hours when you first come, and then after a few years of practice, you get everything done within 3 hours and get home for lunch.
Yeah, that's always a big one. I used to find when I first bought my place, I'd come over and do some things. I'd tidy up the garden a little bit before the house was livable. And by the time I finished doing whatever I was doing, and everything was closed, so every time I went and did something, I always missed out on lunch, because it was like, everything's closed. It was like 2 and everything's closed. Yeah.
I think one of the big things that I was worried about before we moved this time was schools for the kids. Not much Karina, because she's okay. Our daughter's now 18, so we've been here years. And Luke is 16. He's got high functioning autism, so I was really concerned with how he would manage new language, new skill. I'm getting my Kiwi on. But it's been better than I thought it would be. And he has what's called a sostegno teacher, so he has assistants even right through into high school, because he's in high school now. He's at art school.
Yep.
Which he wouldn't have got that in Australia.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's good. is that every student with a disability or with an impairment gets their own teacher. So basically, Lucas had a teacher since he started school, and sometimes two teachers, an assistant teacher and an actual sustaining means, just his own private teacher.
Like a support.
So that's helped a lot. So that the main teacher of the classroom doesn't have to. I mean, in Australia, they have one teacher and they've got to cater for everybody, and it's impossible, especially with
50 kids usually. So.
So this is good. So can't go to school today, you get sent homework,
and it's at a level that, well, it's a little bit above a level that he understands, but he still covers the same work that they're doing, but at a rate that he can manage.
Yeah.
So that's been really good.
That's great.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah. So on their side, did they ever sort of say they'd like to be back in Australia again, or they're just like,
well, we had to go because Sam's dad sadly passed away in January. We went as a family to Australia. It was, Karina said,
it happens, unfortunately.
It's not her country anymore.
Yeah.
She said, I like it here, but it's not home.
Yeah.
She's 18. She's got a boyfriend. She's got a life. She's totally fluent in Italian. She's got a little teaching English to kids. So she's got herself a page, and she does Zoom calls with students at her high school.
Oh, fantastic.
With a little bit of money.
Yeah, excellent.
And she's really into photography, so she loves it for life here. And Luca, we went to Turin the other day, and Luca said to me, really, I'm so glad that we live in Naupertus, not in the city.
It's crazy. I love a bit of crazy. You can't always have. And that's the thing, I mean, people worry when coming to Italy about the children, what they think, the children.
Schools.
They'll get used to it. And my kids came at 10 and 8, and now they don't want to go back. I mean, I understand we left, I like to call it Little America. No offense to any Americans out there, but it's just,
you mean?
Yeah, Australia, but Little America. It's just become crazy. There's nothing Australian anymore. It's like most Western countries. It's just getting ridiculous.
I felt that with Melbourne, because I lived in Melbourne before moving to Europe. And I left in 2008, and I went back after quite a while. I think it had been like 6 years before I'd been back. So it was 2016 or something like that. And I used to live in the middle of Melbourne. I used to live above Myer, the big department store.
Really?
And corner of Lonsdale on Elizabeth Street. I could not live there anymore. It's
it's horrible.
It's just become a big city. It's kind of lost its charm.
The people living there have not noticed the changes, but we haven't been there in 8 years.
Exactly. Exactly. It's huge.
Chalk and cheese. It's like incredibly so commercial. So let's make money. Oh, look at your cars too. It's none of that here. I live here, a simple life. My car could be a Mercedes, it could be an old bomb, and it wouldn't make much of a difference to the locals.
Exactly.
It's a simple way.
And like you said, leaving the rat race.
People, I say to my friends in Australia, you guys work all year for 3 weeks holiday of what I've got every day.
Exactly.
They all want to come to Italy. I think, I work the rest of the year so you can come for 3 weeks.
Yeah. And especially now, with the virus and the uncertainty for work. Can't rely on their jobs anymore. And they have big debts, big mortgages.
Exactly.
They're really stuck.
Yeah. And I think that's why I've sort of started doing these interviews, is I think there's a lot of people out there that have, we get quite attached to our work because we spend so much time there, but and people have this illusion that they're irreplaceable, but the reality is, in pretty much all our jobs, I mean, unless you're perhaps a neurosurgeon that's got surgery scheduled for the next day, we're all replaceable. There's always somebody there that can step in the next day. Okay, there might be a bit of lost information, but at the end of the day, then you're not going to be missed. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I mean, and in the scheme of things,
the West is the West has conned us, and I say the West when I mean Australia, America, UK, have conned us that we need this money because we need better toys. And realistically, we do not need anything that we've got in our modern lives. Everything we own in our house, everything is either reused from an op shop, someone's given to us. The toys we had in Australia, I was saying we could earn $100 and something thousand in Australia a year, and I would still be broke at the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be on 120 grand or more now in Australia.
Here I make between 10 and 15 grand a year because I choose to, right?
Yeah.
And I live like a kid. So,
yeah, we grow vegetables, the kids go to school, it's all good. And the funny thing is, since we've been here, I think we've hardly bought any clothes for the kids at all, because what happens in the Borgata and just in this local community is people just put the clothes they don't want in the bag and they give it to the next person. Like, Donatella gives us the bag, we give the bag to Federica gives it to her friend in the village.
We used to do a bit of that. Yeah, we used to do that a bit. Now that you've said that, I remember when we were growing up, we were in a country town, and sometimes our neighbours would bring a bag of stuff and we'd go through it and like that. No.
And then your clothes end up coming back to you, the ones that nobody wanted.
Oh, really?
And so we had to go to a communion just yesterday, and he was wearing this really nice blazer, and he spotted the lady who put it in the bag. He said, "Hey, look."
I'm a photographer as well.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's lovely here. Like, tradition is really alive, and we really saw that yesterday at this communion for our friend's son. The people were wearing all the traditional Valdensian clothes that they wear here in this valley.
Oh, okay.
The farmers, when they bring the cows down, the children are following, learning. Yeah. It's really like time stood still here a little bit.
It's good.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, we're probably yabbering too much. Go for it.
No, you're good. I mean, this is what it's about, People can't get an idea of a lifestyle if they just sort of see a photo, or it's quite different, or even just reading something. People don't like to read these days either, so
and most photos of Italy, you only see the beautiful villages and things. You don't see more the real life.
You can live, it depends on how you want to live your life here. You can live it simple, you can live it under the Tuscan sun. Not quite me, and I can't afford some of the places we said in Renovating Italy are awesome, don't get me wrong, but it's a whole quality of headache I can see in some of the renovations these guys are doing. Good on you. I've got no patience, I'm getting old now, I've done too many renovations in my life. I'll quite stick to the little rock house in the mountains. And expand slowly. But it depends what you're looking. You can complicate your life here, and especially if you bring the notion that things operate like they do in the UK or in Australia or you're going to do your head in. So remember, you came to Italy for the relaxation of life. Start by thinking that everything's going to take 15 times longer, not twice as long. 15
times
longer.
Piano.
Yeah. They come here and you get people, friends of mine have come here and they go, hey, dude, you came here for this reason, relax, don't push it. And don't upset them, because then it take even longer.
Exactly.
I went with a coffee with them. I did spend many a day having a cup of coffee with my mayor.
Yeah, when we first came, Sam's strategy was to go to the bar in the village every morning when all the tradesmen would be there.
Yeah.
And like, they didn't include him straight away, and he speaks Italian. It took a while, and slowly, and now they're all best friends.
I know the Marcello, I know the Campaniere.
He goes up to the Campaniere and gets him by the ear, like this. Seriously, he goes, because tell him that. There's a really funny story about a particular plant that was growing outside the Comune.
Oh no!
Very quick.
It's very funny. No, I was just saying that there was this plant growing up, and it was a plant of marijuana right in front of the comune.
In the comune's flower box outside the comune, outside the town hall.
So I quickly went up and grabbed the vigil by his ear, and I dragged him over. He's like, "What are you doing, Salvatore? Come down." And I go, "What comune grows this plant right in front of the front door of the comune?" He goes, "What is that?" That's marijuana. I go, "No," he goes. I go, "What sort of a cop doesn't know that this is a marijuana plant?" He goes, "Oh, how did you know?" And I said, "Well, I put it on Facebook. All my drug friends told me it was a marijuana plant." He goes, "No."
So he squished it all up.
Squished it all up, ripped it out, and goes, "No, take it down from Facebook. We're going to get killed."
But the funny thing was, apparently there was a bet in the village to see how high the plant could get before anybody
Before they noticed
what it was.
Well, I got kudos. So.
So funny.
Never mind. Yeah, so you just got
Did you win the bet, Sam?
No, I didn't even know.
He didn't know about. We didn't know about the bet. It was a little local, like in the village. So, the lady running the local restaurant went, "What did you tell them for? We can't. Nobody's going to win the bet now."
The thing is, they go out. I've got a few people that have bought places here, and then they stick in their house. They don't go out. They stay in the house. They don't know anybody. I'm thinking, I just want to be alone. It's Italy. Italy's not an alone sort of place. There's 50 million people in the size of Victoria. So,
I liked it. I mean, I like my alone time, but for me, I find, I renovated my house completely in Italian, so it was crash course.
Listen,
that's amazing on its own.
Anybody that wants to be alone out there, come and see me, because at one stage you can't be alone and you're going to have to get stuff done, and that's why I go out and know everybody, because I need to get stuff done first before the alone.
We also have a cercolo, the local club, a cercolo, the local club bar.
Oh, okay.
So I quite often I'll go up there for a coffee or a glass of wine in the evening, because all the locals are there, and you sort of get that exposure of the language and get to be seen as well. And that's usually open from 4 in the afternoon, so it's quite a nice little leisurely walk in the afternoon, and
a glass of vino or
never lots. But I've also got a local dog. Pastore Abruzzese sheepdog that he always comes for a walk home with me at the end of whenever I go home, which is quite nice. So he's my personal security guard.
Yeah, I think that's what's good. Like, because with the Renovating Italy group, it's a really nice tight community, and everybody helps each other, and that's what I wanted. What I really like about it, that we're all helping each other.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us about Renovating Italy and what you're doing there.
Group. Well, the group is your page.
It's my baby. It's my baby. I love it. I just like helping people. And I was saying to Sam the other day, my skill might not be totally renovating, because I'm more past the nail sort of person in the renovating. But I love networking, and I love hooking people up with each other. So when someone else says to me, "Oh, you've got to talk to Ingrid, she did this," or "You've got to talk to Rosie," or "You've got to get in touch with this person, they do property and this," and so I'm really looking now to creating Renovating Italy in a way that it's not a membership, but that it's like a family.
Yeah.
And that it's a family that all will eventually meet up. So we'd love to do a meetup, so we're thinking about that next year.
Next year, we'll hopefully, if we get the numbers and get the people that want to come, I mean, it's not what do you call it? A membership indicates a certain way of business deal. This is not. I said to Lisa, we've got these 3,000 people here who have become virtually like friends. Mine's virtually, hers is more. She's on every day. So, and these guys, when you hear them chatting and talking like you, I've known you, Ingrid, for so long. Virtually, that we clicked, and so we're going to try and organise a meet-up, say maybe Central Tuscany, we don't know yet, and have obviously there has to be money involved. We've got hotels and stuff like that. So, and we were going to meet, and we're just going to throw things, ideas amongst ourselves and chat and network together, a bit like a BNI in Australia. Just get together and just have a chat and see what comes out of it, and have fun at the same time.
Got to be fun.
Yeah, it's got to be fun. It's totally got to be fun, and it's got to be a way that we can all sort of like help each other out. And find out what everybody wants and needs, and
looking at putting a directory together where how many B&Bs are in our group. Why aren't we sharing each other's B&B? Why aren't we hiring amongst our own group? So if you've got a B&B in Tuscany, well, I want to go there. We've got one in Piedmont. So we've got so many resources within the group and so many talented people and businesses that we should be
there's
buying.
Photographers, there's movie makers, there's wedding planners, there's all sorts of amazing talents.
The people aren't aware of that, and our site is not a spam site. We don't want any of that sort of stuff because we keep it clean. Lisa and we were discussing a directory of some sort. Just yesterday. But we need to go through all the people in our group and set up a directory so that people can, again, it has to be a little bit more free, of course, to manage it and so forth. But, at minimum, it's about sharing amongst ourselves, the bartering within our group,
Because it started out, like Renovating Italy started out as a blog to explain our moving, us doing a house, and it's just sort of morphed from there.
Evolved,
yeah. It's just evolved, and it's become bigger and way bigger than that. It's more about people's dreams and how they chase them and how they made them come true.
And Lisa seems to not understand that. I'm sick of renovating. I've been renovating since I was 7. It's like, I love the people. I love people. I love community. We're creating communities around our Borgata here. I love cooking, love eating, love meeting people, chatting, giving advice. But if I have to sit there answering, does my red brick belong with the...
Nitty gritty.
Don't worry, I'm a little bit like... We've done, I reckon, maybe 15 full renovations, mostly in Australia, in the 20 plus years that we've been together. So we've lived out of boxes, our whole relationship pretty much. Our kids, I remember Karina when she was little always saying she wanted a pink bedroom. But we never did a pink bedroom for her because we were renovating to sell and we were living in the house at the same time. So everything was neutral. And I think this is our first real house where it's kind of like, oh, well, this is the house and this is where we'll stop for a bit. We'll get a van and then we'll go travel, but no more buying another house to restore.
Yeah. So she got a bedroom now, or did she decide she wanted a black one or something?
No. Now she's 18. It's all black and there's no pink. I miss the whole pink bedroom. Sadly.
No, thank God. She's not a pink sort of girl anymore. No
pink. But, living outside of boxes, and in fact, most of my life is boxed up.
Your life?
My things, because I'm the collector of things. Sam was like, just chuck it away, let's move, leave it behind and go with a backpack. And then, no, you can't throw that out. I've had it for like 20 years. So when I went to see my mum had 10 boxes of mine stored in the house. And she's moved into an aged care, so I had to take responsibility for my 10 boxes. So I undid them. I thought, why did I keep this? What the heck? And I threw most of it away, boxed a little bit more stuff up, and now it's all with a friend of ours in Australia.
So how many boxes did you get down to?
13 for my whole life. And that's all my mum's stuff, like my mother's wedding dress,
13
mum's cards, mum's letters, all those family things. So it's mostly that.
All right.
Eventually it'll either come over or when, if we go back home, bring a little bit at a time.
Until we fix all that.
No, I'm sentimental. I'm the sentimental one.
Clearly you're still keeping me. Anyway, sorry.
I think one good thing about having these conversations with people and what they're doing is that, you guys have a bed and breakfast where people can come actually stay with you and see what you've actually done. And I think being able to connect people, maybe it's nice to see what people have done and go there and say, okay, yeah, but it's not for me.
Yeah.
Because it's not for everybody, I think, at the end of the day. But a lot more people can work virtually now than ever before. So there's lots more opportunities opening up for people. But I think it's also great to, like, sometimes you have a dream and you think this is what it is, and actually when you get there, it's like, hang on, maybe it wasn't, but enjoy the the ambience of experiencing it firsthand, but not actually having to invest financially in it.
Well, we get guests come. The guests that are coming at the moment because of the virus are mostly Italian, and they've come in from Turin. They've just come for the weekend to the mountains, and they've just fallen in love with the whole idea and the story. So often they'll leave a donation when they leave the apartment, which we find later because they've put it somewhere with a little note saying, "We love what you're doing. We just want to contribute."
Yeah, coming out of Italians, that's really generally not an easy thing to do. So, I mean, we love it. We love what the thing is. A lot of people, and I say that whatever you guys start, whoever comes here wants to start something, they all want to start a B&B. That's fine, nothing wrong with that. But understand what the B&B business looks like, and you've got to love it, and you've got to love people. If you're just treating it like a hotel, don't do it. I mean, I love it. I invite everyone for dinner. If they're here for more than 3 days, they have dinner with us, regardless of the expense. We don't charge we're not very expensive, and we don't charge for the dinner. We just come and we meet the people.
Come and have dinner, and they come and have dinner. So we've had people from Berlin and America, and we've had not a neurosurgeon, orthopedic surgeon.
The thing is that they come in as guests, but they leave as friends. That's our motto here. You come in as guests, you leave as friends. I have a veggie garden. That's theirs. I don't restrict anything. They do what they like. And they choose to spend time with us if they want to.
They take the dog for a walk. They get out in the auto and do some. They love it.
And that's the thing. You have to love doing it, and you have to love people. I love it.
Sam's a natural people person. I'm a bit more introverted, surprisingly. But
that's all right. Works.
I wouldn't come and bother them, but Sam will be like, "Hello, here's some tomatoes. I just picked you some extra cucumbers and zucchinis. Would you like to come for dinner?" I'm like,
and a lot of people treat it like a hotel business, and it's like, here's the keys, go there. And it's like,
I think that's the trouble with Airbnb. I mean, we've got Airbnb, but that's the trouble that Airbnb started out, come and stay with us as a family, and now it's just like, there's the key in the key safe.
It's not the same.
Good luck.
And so
exactly.
If I have another B&B, and I have one next door which I'm building, I want to be able to interact with the person. I don't. If they're just going to be a hotel system, then I won't do it.
No, but I think too it's quite a commitment as well with having guests. I mean, you've got to be there for when they arrive. You've got to be there for when they leave. You've got to have all these things in place. It's not. It's not as romantic as a lot of people think of it as being, and I think too it can be difficult socially, is because when you do have guests or when you are waiting for guests, everything else is on hold. You can't do other things. I mean, I find it's similar with me with working on yachts. I mean,
I love that, and I know in 3 months that we have the main business in 3 or 4 months. It's not every single, and you can block out what you want. So I know my business is in 4 months. I love it. I don't care if I'm not coming. I truly want to be here when they come. I don't want them to have the key, because they can access if they want. They don't want them to be here. They want to meet us, and they love us for it. You know what I mean? You see a lot of comments and a lot of things like, "Oh, I have to do this." So I go, "Well, yes, you started it. You can go and get a job and work at a pizza shop, and stay there for 8 hours a day. I'd rather not, because really that 1 hour that I've got to be here to entertain them or to bring them in is like the rest of the day is mine." It's a simple life. We want a simple life.
And we're mostly here anyway. Where are we? We're not trooping around anywhere. We're here.
What are we going to do? Take off to Paris?
Well, maybe.
So how many people can you accommodate at the moment?
We have 4 maximum, 2 adults and 2 kids to it. 4 adults you can. We'll go to a sofa, couch. As I said, you don't. The place is comfortable. Don't get me wrong, but you don't come here just for the bed. You come for us. You're coming for the difference in.
Here comes my son.
My son. We'll talk after. You're coming for the experience. You know, you don't just come for.
That's why we say bring your boots, because it's a working borgata. The cows come through. There will be cow poo on the ground.
Yeah. Oh, there's cow poo. Yeah, it's a working borgata. The cows.
One lady came in like sparkly thongs, sandals. She went, oh,
it's really real, isn't it?
But anyway, we love it. They love it. And the people that come, we've got 5 stars for a reason. We enjoy every second of it. 4.9 now.
Yes.
Yeah. So how far away are you from Turin and from Geneva, and where are you exactly?
About an hour away from Turin. Genoa, I mean, if you're driving, if you drive like an Italian, it's probably a couple of hours. 3 hours from Genoa, say. But we get out. Most of ours come from Turin as a central or through train or through airport. So
you can get a train to Pinerolo, which is our closest big city, and then a bus comes all the way up through the valley.
But normally we do pick up.
People can either get picked up or they just drive here. Most people drive here.
Yeah, most people drive. So.
And then they've got the whole Alps at their doorstep. They'll be mountain climbing and hiking and going and seeing the farmers milking the cows and making cheese.
Yeah, whatever they want. So
our little tiny village of Bobbio's got 5 restaurants.
These are the places, these villages and other villages, the other B&Bs that are around, just in general, are the places you go when you've seen Rome, Tuscany, Paris, all these places. You just want to get out, you come here, or you come to some of these hidden away places, because once you've seen Florence, how many times will I want to see Florence or Venice?
I could see Florence a lot of times.
Not me. And so these are the getaway and the real Italy, we like to call it. Even though I speak English, you can be milking a cow tomorrow, if you want to. You can be hiking into France. It's the real Italy, not the. And I try to embed people into the community. If they're here for 9 or 10 days, they go out and they go to the local bar, take them there, talk to them, get to know them. So you try and embed people into the community.
And a few people have come to stay in the B&B and then bought a house.
Yeah.
In the valley, not too close.
Anyway, sorry to bubble on a bit. Yeah. So.
No, it's all good. It's all great. Anything you'd like to add to our conversation today, or?
Well, what to add? We could talk all day. I'm sure that's not on the agenda.
Well, I guess if you're thinking of moving to Italy and you've got a house or you're purchasing a house and you're eventually going to renovate, come join us at Renovating Italy. Other than that, we've also got a lovely page that we started up called The Simple Village Life, sharing daily village stuff.
Yeah, we're sharing us. Renovating Italy, the group. It's purely about, if you've got any hiccups or anything that you need to know, there's a big community that actually live here and work here and
help each other.
And help each other. There's no spamming, there's no promoting the businesses. And eventually we are putting together a directory which will help all of us within the group, including myself. And listen out for the next year's event, hopefully.
Yes, hopefully. Well, that's the plan. An event here for the members of the Renovating Italy group.
Yeah, I guess it's sort of the time where you can do all that sort of stuff once the weather starts to get a bit.
Yeah, it's more COVID. It's more COVID. See how we can get together or not. Still, I lost my a small job that I do. I'm a chef here in Borgata in Bobbio. I like the village, and unfortunately, because there's no groups, we can't. It's very difficult. So, but that was a fun job. I still do it. I love doing it. I love cooking. I love eating.
Yeah.
Once I finish my terrace, eventually, we'll have big get-togethers. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Apart from that, be strong. Dunedin.
He's strong.
Well, I did mean to ask you guys, were you affected by all the rain up there, or?
No.
First time I heard about it was from my mum in Melbourne.
Yeah.
In Queensland. She rang me up. She said, "Everything all right?" I go, "What? What's happening? What don't I know?" Because we haven't got television and social media didn't really come up.
We got a bit of rain, but mostly it affects the people further down.
Exactly. Yeah.
From us, we're fairly high, so we miss out.
Yeah.
But if we drove now down to Liguria, we would just see flooding.
Yeah. They always seem to get a few good dousings every couple of years, don't they? At least.
Yeah, every year or so. Yeah, no, we're pretty safe here.
Never mind. Oh well. Yeah. No. Anything else?
No, I think we're good. Wonderful chatting to you guys. What's on for the afternoon?
Well, we're having a breakfast, brunch, lunch, because now, we're ketoing. We don't eat until lunchtime. So
getting a bit hungry now.
My husband does all the cooking. I don't do any cooking at all.
That's my chef. That's great.
Yeah.
She burns water. That's all right. Never mind. I don't mind cooking. I like eating, but I'm not cooking either.
So looking forward to a nice something to eat and maybe go for a bit of a walk, take some photos, because I've just got a phone finally. I've never had a phone. Can you imagine? I've never had an iPhone, mobile phone, nothing. So my very temperamental daughter is trying to teach me Instagram.
Okay.
And she goes so fast.
I've lost all my
patience. And she said, Mum, I've already told you that. And I said, Karina, do you know how many times I explained to you how to tie your shoes when you were little? Like, have a bit of patience.
Patience and old age doesn't come hand in hand. It's just no.
No. So we'll go for a walk, take some photos.
Speak to your mother.
Just no need to go to work.
Yeah, I've been having some really nice walks here, actually, that I didn't actually realise existed.
Now you know.
I've done 10K, 8Ks lately, so it's been really nice. So.
And I watched some of the other interviews you did, and it was so nice to hear the voices of the women that I sort of know as well through you. It's a great idea. I love what you're doing. So keep going.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dream life of my own.
Yes, dream life. That's what it's all about. Dream life. Dream life and chasing your dreams. And
dream living.
That's it. And your dream can be as big as or small as you want it to be.
You may have a dream.
It can just be going on a holiday of a lifetime or.
Exactly.
But the thing is that.
Learn the language.
One last thing. It's a dream, but a dream comes true if you act on it.
Yeah.
If you cannot dream, it'll never happen. So you got to take the first step. Yeah. Book your ticket.
Thoughts become things.
Yeah, that's what we did. We booked our tickets. The first time we moved to Italy, we booked the ticket a year out.
Non-refundable. No choice.
And then we had to work backwards to figure out how to actually get on the plane in a year.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then Sam got sick and was hospitalised like the week before we were due to fly out. We thought we were going to lose all the tickets and everything.
We made it. But it's like getting married. You work backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, you set a date. Like when you're getting married, you're getting married on this date. So in between this date and then you have to book a venue, you have to find a wedding dress, you have to sort out bridesmaids, all of those things, invites. So you set the date and then you work backwards. That's how last year.
Exactly.
Last full day didn't cost you anything. All right, guys. Thanks for that.
Okay.
Good
well, today we visited Piedmont and cost us nothing. So.
I hope we were some help.
We'll be in Abruzzo one day. Maybe we get to visit you.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be amazing. We're thinking of doing a Facebook tour of everybody, and we'll all stay in each other's Airbnbs. And
11,000 people invited.
Do Airbnb swaps.
Italians are coming.
Holiday rules. Alrighty, Rick, thanks for that. Have a great chat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you again soon. You too. Ciao, guys.
Ciao for now.
Ciao. Ciao
Ciao.
tutti.